Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good middle of the night when you can't sleep and you're watching YouTube, wherever you happen to be. And for those of you in Ireland, hope you enjoyed your long weekend. I know I did. I had an extra long weekend. I was away late last week for work in a place that really should have been warmer than Ireland, but actually wasn't, so I heard a lot of complaining. But those are my first world problems. And one of the things that happened last week, that was noteworthy, I guess, is I hit 200 subscribers, and actually we're up at 215, 220. Who's counting? I am. And it was not a huge amount of subscribers as far as YouTube celebrities and etc. that have, hundreds of thousands of them go, but 200, not too bad. I'm glad that some people are getting some use or entertainment out of the videos. And it's not about all of that. I enjoy doing this just as a thing while I'm commuting or while I'm working on the bike anyway, so hopefully you find it useful or interesting. So what I was going to do for this video is, and I'll explain why later on, is just talk about the method of doing the channel and what I put into it and how I come up with videos and how all of that sort of stuff happens, and do a bit of navel gazing. So if you're not interested in that, then change the channel or whatever you do on YouTube. So first of all, the mechanics of how I actually make videos. So if you refer back to the helmet setup video that I did previously, so it's the Drift Ghost S camera that I use, and that's the only real camera that I end up using. If you follow the channel, you'll see that I got a GoPro, but I don't actually tend to use that very much. I use it for the garage videos, so when I'm doing, sticking something onto the bike or doing some work on the bike, that's the GoPro that I'm using with a sort of a head mount, so I look very funny in the garage with a head mounted GoPro on the front, but I'm inside the garage, so I'm trying not to be too self-conscious about it. Once the video files are there on the camera, I do the laziest possible thing, which is that I have, I own a MacBook, so I just use iMovie. If you're an iMovie user or in any way familiar with it, you'll know that the sound effects and the guitar chord at the start and etc. are all stock iMovie things. And it's funny, when you start using iMovie, you realise that a lot of the big motovlog, even some of the bigger lads, their theme tunes and their everything like that are all stock iMovie royalty free things. So my familiarity with iMovie is pretty much, watched a couple of YouTube videos on iMovie tutorials and got some of the basics, and then went, yeah, I can figure it out from here. So like with everything else. And the helmet setup tends to capture things fairly well once I don't move or touch anything. Some people use external audio setups, which I don't bother with because I just got the mic set up just right, so I'm gonna leave it alone. The one sort of failing of the mic setup, which I'm not sure what other people do about, and I haven't experimented much, is at higher speeds. Like if I'm out on the motorway or dual carriageway here, I tend not to bother with audio then, unless I'm literally shouting into the mic, because the wind noise is just too much. And if you turn the mic sensitivity up, all you get is more wind noise. So I'm sure there's a way around it. I haven't figured it out or bothered to try figuring it out just yet. So that's why you tend to see me only on small sort of back roads and on city streets. And speaking of which, I'm about to get on the dual carriageway, so I'll see you when I get off it. And if I could speak legibly on the motorway, I would have said, oh shit, it's about to piss down rain and I'm wearing jeans. Oh well, it's pissing down rain and I'm wearing jeans, and it's been dry for a couple of days, so I can fucking smell the grease off the road. So I'm going to take it real handy. As for the subject matter, when I first started on the channel, I had grand plans of making big lists of things, you know, so this week I'll talk about blah, and this week I'll talk about blah. And that worked for, you know, all of 2 or 3 weeks, until I eventually just went, you know what, I'll make it up as I go along. Or I didn't really decide that, it just happened. So these days the videos kind of are divided up into, you know, in the garage doing stuff, which can be very simple stuff, to be honest. I'm sort of aimed more towards the newbie biker, being one myself, and also just out on the road acting the maggot, and generally just commuting and saying stuff. So fucking miser. I do tend to make it up as I go along. I try to have a video or two in the pocket that I can put up if I don't do anything out on the road, and I do have a sort of a mental idea of what's going to happen for the next couple of weeks. So for example, this week I'm doing the 200 subscriber video, which is this one. I have a video in the bag which might actually get posted first, about gloves and the gloves that I have, and a re-review of some gloves I reviewed previously, or kind of reviewed. I have another little job to do on the RS, which I'll possibly do this weekend, and then have that. But generally it is kind of seat of my pants. You know, I've been posting 2 videos for the last couple of weeks just because I have 2 videos and I want to just get them out there. But there could be weeks in the future where I have no videos to post, just because that's how shit goes down. So I said, I think towards the end of last year, as things slowed down, you know, I'd been posting 2 videos and going a bit mad, and I'm going to slow it down a bit. So I am going to make the effort to slow it down a bit. But where there's videos that are time sensitive like this one, you know, they'll go to the top of the queue. Hey. Last of all, and I know I've said this one before, but if you have an idea or a suggestion or a request or anything for something I can do a video on related to one of the bikes, or just whatever you think really, drop me a comment or a message, see what the story is, and we'll see if we can get it done. Yeah, that's right.